begin. Starting off with Seyfert, activating Lubellion, searching for a Bestial here. Seyfert will likely be sending itself to be searching for our Collapsed Serpent. We have no hand traps from Kaori. Searching for a Baldrake, or I should say searching it with the effect of the Magna Hut during the end phase. We're going to be maxing in the draw phase before we get Kaiju, but there is no Kaiju at all. Fenrir is a free special summon here, which we will draw for that Max C. Get that Fenrir in. All right, searching for another Fenrir. Gotta be careful here with the water. We could activate it onto the Borland Dragon, and even though it can't be targeted by monster effects, it can be targeted by the water, and then you could spin the Borland back into the extra deck. Now, Borlo could stop that, and I think that's what we're gonna have to do here. We are activating the Ohime to search our deck for a Mikanko card. Ash Blossom is going to negate. Now, that will trigger our Fenrir to force out the Borlo to negate. Okay, this is working out. You negate. I then use my water. I'm going to, okay, you are not using your Borlo negate. You're going to hold on to that Omni negate. The monster negate has now been used. But now we can use water on Borlo if we want to. Summoning our Infernoble Knight, Renaud. We are going to be triggering our Regain, summoning Magna Hut, then Baldraken onto the field. Now, if you summon from the extra deck, we're going to banish that monster. Regained also drawing a card here, maybe drawing to a hand trap. Nope. Scooping it. Kaori, not going to even try with the water, activate the water, and then, you know, he negates, and then you maybe got something. I know that he then has Baldrake to banish whatever you summon. All right, Kurikara, a really good turn 2 hand card, but it's getting reprinted, so do not craft it. Chill. Adding a Wisdom Eye instead of an Iris. Very well done. That's why we waited. Kash Tira Birth, birthing our Fenrir onto the field. Now, what are we making here? This is a Kash Tira Pendulum deck. What is going on here? Any card sent to the graveyard is banished instead. Very well done. So we have Time Pendulum Graph, which will be able to pop 2 cards on the field due to the Purple Poison Magician, which actually does not pop, right? If it gets banished, let's see if this activates. Yeah, if this is destroyed, you still get the effect of pop. So pop 1, pop 2, banish a card in the field face down, negate anything, and we have Bestower to pop a monster that you newly summoned. That is 5 disruptions. Let's go. We do have Kurikara, though. If we activate, oh, okay, we're going to be activating our Arise Heart right here, right now. We can now Kurikara tribute over the Arise Heart, but the Arise Heart's no longer disruption. And they do have another legendary ocean in the hand. Activate another one. Activate Time Pendulum Graph. Pop in that legendary ocean. We're now losing the disruption of our Purple Poison play. So we lost 3 disruptions there already. Electromite's activating to draw a card. Arise Heart is going to be equipping. And we do have Kurikara, which could simply summon, be bigger than Baron de Flor. Can't be negated by Baron de Flor. Then we could attack right over it. Is that the play? But then that's going to be triggering the Bestower of Flames. We're going to be milling the top card of our deck until we have something summonable. That is going to be our Electric Jellyfish. Now, with our cards being banished, do we get out the Kurikara yet? Not yet. Continually milling again. We called level 5, and we called it correctly, so the Karyushin does not get summoned off of the reasoning. Now what? Now what? We're going to Heartbeat Feather Duster. Is that going to eat the Baron de Flor? No, it is not. We already used up our Time Pendulum Graph, so we do not care. Rise Heart, equipping again, but it is not activatable more than once per turn on being able to banish. The Purple Poison being destroyed by the Heartbeat Feather Duster, activating to take out the Electric Jellyfish, so we should have Heartbeat Feather Duster before summoning it onto the field. Now we have got Kurikara. Okay, Kurikara is large and in charge. 4,500 attack. Take out the Baron de Flor, but The Bestower of Flames gets triggered, popping the Kurikara, taking out the Elf. You can also chain the effect of Elf, reborning a monster from the graveyard. And we kind of got to see her in play and surrender because of Promethean Princess Bestower of Flames. Let's go. Special summoning Fenrir. Fenrir, come to us. Another Fenrir as we're going to dig deep with the pot of P. What do we want to be grabbing here? We got triple tactics talent, which will not be activatable, so no good. We got the reasoning to mill cards off the top of our deck until we have a monster that's summonable. We're declaring level 5 incorrectly, so level 4 is going to be summoned off the top of the deck. We have electric jellyfish now. Now we're going to be searching for our Karyushin. We're going to use the electric jellyfish, send a legendary ocean from the deck to the graveyard to special summon the Karyushin. Now, Karyushin is a floodgate. What is that floodgate? The floodgate is only while we have Umi on the field, each player can only control one face-up non-water monster. Well, there's no Umi on the field, but the Karyushin, when you summon it, it could search for a Sea Stealth attack. And to summon it, we send an Umi from the deck to the graveyard. And what does Sea Stealth attack do? It activates Umi from your graveyard onto the field, turning on your floodgate and protecting your floodgate with the Sea Stealth attack. We're in trouble. I don't think we have a way to break this, do we? We are activating Umi on, that does count as Umi, so just like that, you can only control one non-water. We have Fenrir, you have Fenrir. On the attack of Fenrir, we're not activating it because the electric jellyfish has the effect of, when your opponent activates a monster effect, you can negate that effect and then make this card gain 600 attack and defense. We didn't want it to get boosted, but still, on the attack, Ice Barrier, reducing the attack to 0, and just like that, our main out to deal with this field has been outed. Oh my god, no. TTK, it's single elimination, you're out, that's it, no. I wanted to see more of the Bestower of Flames, but you got floodgated out of the tournament. That is unfortunate. Trap plays will be advancing to round number 2. Let's hop on another duel. Now, TTK's got the new profile. Yeah, very nice. How do we get this profile? Martha getting Max C. We got Called by the Grave to finger the C. Now, we have Impermanence, right? Imperm's not going to be good against Martha. We're also going to be chaining Dimension Shifters, so that grass ain't looking green. It's now brown. It's limited to 1. You opened it. What the heck is that? Any card sent to the graveyard will now be banished. All right. Let's resolve all that as the Martha now gets summoned. When can we Imperm? We can Imperm the Exceed. Now, this is bait. You're getting jebaited, mate. If you Imperm this, I think so. But it actually is going to be decent. The Sophia will draw a card here. Do we Imperm this? Do we wait instead for the other Exceed? Is it always better to wait? Because you never know if they have a lease from the hand and then just special summon and make Michaelis anyway. I generally like waiting with the Imperm. Sophia drawing, but we do have triple tactic thrust now, thrusting a card into our back row. The Imperm ended up working out quite well. Now, will the triple tactics talent be activatable? No, we got nothing. Returnia is going to be banishing the bluffed set card during the end phase, keeping the Impermanence safe. Yeah, you know, that did work out. It was kind of risky. Generally, you would hold the Imperm in the hand because there's no reason to really set it, but because knowing there's a Returnia and we want them to use it, wow, that just 50-50 hit the talent and the Imperm is safe. You know, maybe you just set the triple tactics talent, hold Imperm. I know that's scary, but like they're gonna Returnia, right? And then it's 100% they Returnia if they activate it, and then you definitely keep the Imperm. We got Sakitama activates to perform an additional summon, so our normal summon has not been used up. Now, what's important about the Exosisters is they want to have an Exosister as an Exceed material, but it's not required to summon the monster. So Sakitama working out well with Sophia. All the materials do not need to be Exosister. Michaelis is going to be negated here. Michaelis could chain banish a card in the field or in the graveyard. Not that we need to. The Imperm could just go to the grave. That's fine. Castapel is going to detach materials, search our deck for a monster, and we are scooping it up. Martha activatable as long as we only have Exceeds monsters on the field or nothing. All right. Spirit Exosister is going to be a big deck in today's tournament. Now, Ash is similar to Branded Fusion. You want to save it to Martha. Martha only is what I would say is the ideal way to get Ash now. Your Maxi is not even activatable. Not that you would want to activate it. It will be activatable during the next turn, though. Castapel, ashing it. The reason why I would not negate this is because they maybe already have a Martha in the hand and they're just trying to bait out a negate. So you negate this, they then follow up with a Martha and then you lose. But, you know, we see the hand, it would be a good time to ash just because we could see it. Negate. And generally, the Exosister players will open up with Martha, not make an Exceed, and then go Martha. But maybe it would actually be a smart play to do so, but then you play into Impermanence. And if your non-Exceed monster, Exosister on the field, gets negated by Impermanence and you don't have a lease, you now can't use Martha in the hand, so that is a risk. Setting up the Zeus, if you activate Martha, you cannot Zeus. That locks you out, but we did not. Now, Vadis will summon 2 Exosister from the deck. If you manipulate the graveyard in any way whatsoever, we're going to summon double Exosister from the extra deck, which is going to be a problem. It'll be a monster negate and a monster banish. What do? We could use the graveyard, send to the graveyard, searching for our Magna Hut. We're going to triple Tactics Thrust, searching for the grass looking green, limited to 1, thrusting it into the hand. Boy, does that work out. Did we mill anything good here? We have Serenir being sent to the graveyard, activating to send from the deck to the graveyard a Lubellion. Another Lubellion. Now we got Vadis. So what's happening here? Let's talk about the chains. Chainlink 1 Labrynth, which we're not manipulating the graveyard. It was inherently banished from the graveyard for the summon, so the Vadis is not being triggered, but the Labrynth is non-target destroying 2 cards in the field. We don't know what's being destroyed exactly. Well, you would think obviously these, but now we're summoning 2 monsters from the deck, and the Labrynth will just pop the 2 newly summoned monsters as the Zeus also wipes the field. Now we've made sure to chain this correctly. Zeus on the higher chain link, send, then summon, then they get wiped out. Let's go. Focus up, then we have 1 for 1 for the follow-up. Summon, wipe out both of them so they do not trigger off of anything being moved. Activate the Zeus, equip just 1 material when another card is destroyed. We're going to draw 1 off of the Chaos Space. And when are we 1 for 1? And what is the big play here? We're going to be using the safer, adding back the Labrynth. It's a hard once return effect. It could still be resummoned. Wow. Nothing? Okay, that's something. Martha can activate because there's an Xyz on the field. Special summon Martha and Elise from the deck. Special summon Elise onto the field. Now, what's interesting about this is you could use Mikalis to banish from their graveyard, triggering your Martha to become another Xyz. Let's go. Detach, search first, then we're going to banish from the graveyard. Now, we should have maybe summoned Martha in attack position so we could attack, then banish, then activate, then go into another attack. Grabbing a triple Tactics Thrust, banishing Destrodo from the graveyard, triggering the Martha here to make Gabrine. Gabrine could boost up the field. Boost it up, even the Zeus gets boosted, and even newly summoned monsters get boosted. That is 3,600, double attack, and okay, if we try to Bestial, Sophia will trigger to then summon. We can also use Magnifica to banish it off of the field here, which is exactly what we're doing. Non-target banish, and the Sophia is triggered. We do have a Serenir. So double 3,600. We have a direct attack right now. Castapel, another boosted monster here, 3,100 attack. Serenir is going to be blocking that attack. We have no more banishes. We have a second attack, 3,800, 3,100. Only at 3,250, it's over. Damn. Justinian, I'm really sorry that you got de-shifted for both games in a row. Definitely not cool. Let's get into another game. Oh my. Not maxing in the standby phase, so we're not going to be able to thrust a back row card. And we are abiding by the new ban list today, so Potty E limited to 1, a pointer is banned. Digging deep for our baby Saurus. So we have the Archosaur to pop the baby in the hand. Are we done here? No, we are not. We're going to be reborning the Giant Rex after it gets banished to then make a Borreload Savage Dragon. Now, what is with this field? Let's dissect this real quick. Our Lost World is actually reducing the negates on Apollo. So instead of 3 negates, we have just 2. And we also have Negate Anything with the Lagia, which can negate a summon, but not a monster effect. We have Negate Anything with Borreload Savage Dragon, but it does not negate a summon. We have Flip the whole field face down, and also we can't target anything on the field. Let's go. 3 instead of 4? Okay, correction. She has 3 negates instead of 4. She had 4, she now has 3. So 3 negates, 4 negates, 5 negates, spin the field face down. Only 6 disruptions. Let's go. Can't math. Sharon is activating to be summoning itself and milling and also discarding. That's going to be negate and not destroy, so it does not trigger a fusion. Snow cannot activate to spin a card face down due to the token. Making Masquerena, though. Not negating the summon with Lagia. We're going to be swinging into Apollo to then make room to summon our Unicorn, which we couldn't do because of the token. Very nice. Apollo's going to be negating the Unicorn, then Unicorn will be activating again to look at the extra deck. Do we negate that, though? Do we care? No, we don't care. Banishing a Link Spider from the extra deck. We have Meta Noise, which is dead. Only if you control a Tearlament can you send a Tearlament from the deck and flip a monster face down. To battle we go, taking out the Unicorn. We have 9850 damage on the field here. And just like that, lethal damage with Lagia negating any potential hand trap or back row activation. All right, Dinos, negate Max C and you're good. All right, we're going to be opening up with our Fenrir, no hand trap on the receiving end. We're going to be setting this up, griefing our Rhino Heart from the deck onto the field to then send it to the graveyard to then activate by discarding a Tearlament from the hand. Send a Tear from the deck to the graveyard, also mill 2 cards with the Tearlament Kash Tear being sent to the grave. We will be setting up our Kid Kalos here. We are the only format that has Kid Kalos. Banned in TCG, banned in OCG, but we still got it. Kid Kalos here, but Merly is banned. But we don't need Merly because we have Tearlament Kash Tira. What did Merly do? Merly milled 3, Tearlament Kash Tira also mills 3. So we're going to send Kid Kalos, summon Tearlament Kash Tira, mill 8. It's actually mill 10 because it was sent to the graveyard initially. So mill 2, mill 3, mill 5. We are now sending another Rhino Heart from the deck to the graveyard. It will not be activatable. Destruda, we're not going to be activating that. So I don't think we could even. We have to target a level 6 or lower, and we only have level 7s. Now, what's pretty good with this deck is if you mill a card like Jet Synchron, and Jet Synchron will then be able to discard a card from the hand, then with the Tearlament Kash Tira, make a Chaos Ruler, which we didn't get lucky. Now, Fenrir will be able to banish any card in the field face down after a monster effect resolution, and also Tearlament Crime with our Tearlament Kash Tira will negate anything. Let's see what we negate. We also got Thrust. Oviraptor. This is really risky because if they have a miscellaneous source, we're unaffected from the Ash. Now, we could use Crime to negate Misk, but I mean, negating Misk with Crime, I don't know if that's even a good play. But okay, hey, this worked out. It worked. Very well done. Now, Fenrir will also banish the Oviraptor. Wow, where's Misk? No Misk. Thrusting into the hand a pot of pee. How far are we digging? 3 or 6? 6 cards deep. We're not going to negate with Crime because Crime could just negate the newly added card. We did use up our normal summon already. What are we grabbing? The Fossil Dig. Now we could grab the miscellaneous source. Misk to our hand. Misk to the graveyard, protecting our dinos from any activated effects. Ooh. No. You could crime the effect of Misk banishing from the graveyard, but do not crime the effect of making you unaffected from effects that you don't even have to activate. You've got nothing. That's not the summon. So this is the benefit of playing a deck like Dinos, where people are unfamiliar with the deck, so they may not know when the most opportune moments to negate are. Misk will be banishing some from the deck. Also, remember, you can criticize the plays, do not attack the player. To be real here, not a lot of people are playing Dinos. Archosaur, popping the baby, activate the baby, add a double evolution pill. Babysaur, summon from the deck another baby, as we now make a Linkuriboh. With the Linkuriboh, we can make a secure Gardener to then banish Linkuriboh, but we could banish 2 dinos from the graveyard instead for the Ultimate Conductor Tyranno. Popping the Petite Dinosaur to then summon from the deck a Scrap Raptor, popping the baby, activate the baby, summon from the deck a Giant Rex. Now with the Rex, we're going to be making a Dugaris. What are we doing to Dugaris? We're going to skip the battle phase to double the attack of the Ultimate Conductor Tyranno to then make a Pentastag. Pentastag is going to give the Ultimate Conductor Tyranno, which can attack every monster on the field, piercing battle damage. Double Evolution Pill, banishing for the graveyard to come forth and summon a second Ultimate Conductor Tyranno. Now, triggering the effect of the Giant Rex, which cannot attack directly. Normal summoning the Scrap Raptor to now make a Lagia to negate any card effect. Now, not monster effect, that is. Attack, piercing, attack, piercing. And just like that, open field, swing with the Pentastag, lethal damage with the Ultimate Conduct. Wait, we're under Pot of Pee. We're under Pot of Pee. The damage is halved. You can never lethal under Pot of Pee unless you are a dinosaur deck. We had to deal 16,000 damage to lethal because of Pot of Pee. Just like that, 2-0. Very well done, Dino. 16,000 damage required to lethal. piercing, multiple attack. Oh boy. Limited to 1 field spell being negated by the Ash. We have a really good hand though. What the heck is going on here? Is this full power tier? Scream, Sharon. Sharon is going to be summoning, milling 3, also triggering a fusion, sending from the deck to the graveyard. We are going to now be milling an additional 3, also activating our fusion. Now, the way you should think about chain links is I like to think of them as stacking. Chain link 1, chain link 2, then, unresolve the stack backwards. So from the top to the bottom. So it's really good to put your fusion summon effect on chain link 1 at the bottom of the stack, and then your mill card in the top, so you can mill, have more options to fuse with, and then go from there. We have Redoer, which is going to grab a random card off the top of the deck. If it's a trap, it turns into a disruption. We could link off with the Masquerena. We could flip a monster face down with the Meta Noise. We could negate an effective special summon with the Rukalos. Let's go. We also have Fairy Tale Snow in the graveyard to flip a monster face down. What do we grab? A spell, so we could draw a card. Blaster's unlimited in today's tournament, so Heartbreaker. Are you playing triple Blaster? Maybe. Discarding the Baby Ruler to summon a big ruler onto the field, triggering the screen to mill 3. Also reduce the field by 500 attack. Beast will draw a card. Okay, draw 1. Don't mind me. And we also draw 1 off the Redoer. Fairy Tale Snow is going to flip down the Tempest by banishing 7 cards right now. We still have 21 cards in the graveyard. So much fuel for the non-once per turn Fairy Tale Snow. Randomly drawing into an Ash. That's incredible. Our Kurikara. Okay, you activated your effects. We're going to Kurikara you. 4,000 attack, cannot be negated by Rukalos, as I said, but Fairy Tale Snow is going to be flipping her face down. And because we have so much fuel, after banishing 7, getting potentially fingered by the Call of the Grave, we're going to dodge the finger by banishing another 7. We banish 7, 7, 7, 21 cards in a single turn. That's how many cards we've been milling. Dodge it, come forth and summon, flip down the Kurikara so it cannot attack over the Rukalos, and we could still negate an effective special summon. Unfortunately for Heartbreaker, this is game 3. Activate the Snow, flip it down. We have Masquerena, which could go into Unicorn. Tribute summon for the Pile Armed Dragon, which we're going to flip down with the Meta Noise. Triggering Sharon to make a Kaleido Heart. That's what I'm thinking. Return 3, Kaleido Heart is here. On summon, is Tyr at full power or what? What is going on? Holy moly. Even popping with the field spell. Come forth and summon Unicorn, and now we're just going to link it off into a Goddess. Rukal, Meta Noise, Kaleido Heart, field spell pop, Fairy Tale Snow looping. Should Snow get banned and not a card like a Pointer or the Red Lotus? What's going on? Underworld Goddess, negating the effective special summon from the grave. Ain't no way. All right, well, that was something. We cannot get our Fenrir onto the field, but that's okay. We're not going to even activate the Rhino Heart as we have 8,500 damage on the field. Lethal damage. The Shifter is going to make it so any card sent to the graveyard is banished instead. We're milling the top card of the deck until we have something that's summonable, which will be our Electric Jellyfish. We're now going to be making a Baguska. Everything that could go to defense is stuck in defense, and it is negated. All right. Find the path. That would still be negated, by the way. Theosis onto the Ogre, Reborn, special summoning from the deck. And because it activates while in defense, it is negated. Yeah, so, yeah, that's I did say that would happen. All right, but we tried. We got Shang-Ri. Shang-Ri, if a card gets banished face down, we can lock a card on the field. And we will be negated by Baguska. Now, Baguska is not negating, but we're going into Zeus. Bazooska. Zeus will be able to send the whole field to the graveyard. The Shang-Ri is indestructible, but we're sending, not destroying. And we also wanted our Ice Barrier in the grave to then banish to send the Kari Shin, to then add the Kari Shin in the graveyard back to the hand. This also searches for Kaiju if you want. Tributing for the Kari Shin, searching for a Sea Stealth 2, which counts as having Umi on the field, which turns on our Floodgate. Now, both players can only control 1 non-water. How do we deal with that? Well, you could deal with the Umi itself instead of the monster. We have Unicorn searching for Theosis. We can't use Theosis. We are going to be activating the effect of the Seas. You can't call back the attack now. You're committed to the attack, and with the Sea Stealth attack, you will be destroyed at the start of the damage step. Damn. Just like that, protecting the Floodgate. Also, we're banishing the electric jellyfish before it gets destroyed by the Sea Stealth 2, and it dodges that, and now it's on the field. And it's also a negate. So while we have Umi, we're going to be able to, while your opponent activates a monster effect or spell card effect while Umi's in the field, negate. So very well done. Does not negate traps, though. We got Anemone, which will reborn a monster from the graveyard, reborning our jellyfish. We have 5,400 damage on the field. Sea Stealth 2, reborning the other jellyfish from the graveyard. Now, jellyfish is a hard once per turn, so double fish is not double negate. Banish it until it gets destroyed, so that's the combo. Sea Stealth 2 reborns the monster, then destroys it, but then you banish it with Sea Stealth attack instead. Rise Heart banishing Unicorn off the top of the deck, and just like that, we're locked in only one non-water. What can we do? We can't get another body in the field. We can't use Theosis. If we had Fenrir, we attack with Fenrir, we activate Fenrir to banish the Karyushin, then use the Sea Stealth attack to then banish it off the field temporarily, and then temporarily, you're not floodgated. So we just needed Fenrir. Where's Fenrir? Let's hop into the next duel. Searching for our Unicorn special summon onto the field. It's going to grab from the deck our Theosis. Shifter before we get a card into the graveyard, otherwise making it not activatable. Theosising our Fenrir onto the field. Fenrir is going to be searching our deck for our Scareclaw Kashtira, negating any monster we battle into. So that would also work against the Karyushin. You battle into it, it's negated, but then if you lose your Scareclaw Kashtira, it's no longer going to be negating. We are now going to be banishing from the deck an Ogre instead of our Big Bang because it's stuck in our hand, but we could use the Scareclaw Kashtira to banish the Big Bang to then bang our Shang-Ri. We're also going to be detaching the material off the Shang-Ri with the effect of the field spell, popping it through the effect of our Shang-Ri, and then we're ending our turn. All right. Let me snooze this ad real quick. All right, let me also pause this. Now, during the standby phase, we're going to be special summoning Fenrir. Anything sent to the graveyard will be banished. We're going to be normal summoning Ogre. Huh? Where did this come from? You have Ogre in your hand? And because you activated Shang-Ri, which we only activated because we know you're playing a water deck and not the Kashtira mirror match, that allows you to make a one-card Arise Heart, which we don't have 3 material on our Arise Heart, so we can't banish before it's summoned. And now you get to make a Rise, you get to battle, you get to make Zeus, you get to wipe the entire field, and we can't stop it. We actually cannot stop it. What the heck is going on? 1-card Zeus, due to activating the Shang-Ri. Now we're gonna bang our own field. We're gonna banish our own monsters, okay? And we're gonna red reboot. We're going to negate the Big Bang. I do not think so. Now you may be thinking, why are we doing this? Well, if you bang everything but the Arise Heart and then you activate Big Bang onto the Arise Heart, you get to summon a monster onto the field. Okay. Off of the material. We are swinging in. We are both activating. Oh. Ooh. Ah, also we're triggering your Arise Heart. We can banish everything but the Fenrir, actually. We banish everything but Fenrir. You're forced to activate. Because you activated, now my Fenrir banishes you. So that is the out. And you kind of outed yourself with that red reboot because it got banished by the Arise Heart, triggering your Arise Heart, triggering the Fenrir. And now they get to keep their field. So negating the Big Bang, not a good idea. Oh boy, there should only be a Fenrir on the field, really. Shang-Ri activating to lock up another zone here. Okay. So it was kind of a complicated play there that worked out in the Kashtira player's favor. We have a Rise Heart, which is now activatable to banish any card on the field, and we're going to use that right then and there. Game 2 going to Kashtira with that Big Bang play. Let's now hop into Game 3. We have Dark Lord No More to stop the floodgate. That does work out well. We have Pata E, which is limited to 1 in today's event. And we are searching for the Ogre. Ogre is water, so Ogre works with Sea Stealth attack. That's quite nuts. And the Jellyfish just summoned Ogre from the hand? What the heck was that? Send an Umi from the deck to the graveyard to then special summon Ogre from the hand. Water support? I did not know Ogre was water support. Focus. We're going to flip up that Sea Stealth attack early, getting the Umi on the field. Now the Electric Jellyfish will be able to negate any spell or monster effect, but we do have Dark Lord No More. Is it worth it to use it? Probably, because there's Fenrir also. Rule no more. Negate the Fenrir. Negate the Jellyfish. But if we battle into the Ogre, it will still be destroying us at the start of the damage step, so we do have to be careful about that. Theosising our Fenrir. Fenrir activating to search for our Ogre. We have Birth to then normal summon if we want to. We can also special summon the Rise Heart, making our Shang-Ri. And we definitely want to bang our Shang-Ri with the Rise Heart, banishing it. Just like that. target the Shangri, grab back the material, then resummon the material back in the field, also lock up a zone. And I think that the Fenrir will be a good ad here. Yep, Fenrir to the hand, back in the field. Now 1 card, Arise Heart. Anything sent to the graveyard will be banished. We did normal summon our Ogre. What's going on here? Banishing the Umi on the attack, triggering the Shangri to lock up another zone. Arise Heart is now going to have 2 materials here. And if we take out the Electric Jellyfish, we'll have 3. Flipping up the other Sea Stealth attack, but we don't have another Umi in the graveyard, unfortunately. This is the 3rd material, come to me. And there was a bug there on the attack that was by battle, sucking up that Fenrir. And now birthing our Ogre onto the field as we now make a Dark Arm Dragon. Dark Arm Dragon will pop 2 cards on the field, taking out Sea Stealth, using a Rise Heart to also banish the other card in the field. Absolute domination. And the Shangri will also lock up another zone. Holy moly. Ogre. Oh, what? We couldn't summon Ogre. This would never come up in the TCG. No one would remember this. That is actually wild. That's a very interesting ruling. We had Ogre in our hand. Where's our Ogre? But we couldn't summon Ogre. It was illegal to summon Ogre with our birth, which you would think, like, why are you not summoning it? Because the Legendary Ocean is reducing the level of Ogre by 1, so it's level 6. Because it's level 6, the birth states that only a level 7 monster could be summoned. So it could not summon the Ogre. Wow. Arise Heart activating, Shangri locking up another zone. Full wipage here. We could also use the Dark Armed again. Get ready for that potentially. Yes, of course. Banish from our graveyard, full field wipe. And we got a fully loaded Arise Heart ready to get banishing. We're gonna birth our Ogre back on the field and also make a Zeus. This is a big problem, but we have Thrust. So what could happen is if we activate the Shangri, we could then thrust a card like Evenly Matched into our hand, or Herald of the Abyss. Maybe Evenly Matched is what we would need. We'll be activating the Shangri. Getting greedy. Do we have a board breaker? Break the board. Even Dark Ruler No More could be good here. Triple Tactics Talent. Take control of the Arise Heart. That does work out. All right, let's go. Take control. So this will be interesting. Using the Arise Heart effect to banish a card in the field. That effect is tied to the card, not the player. So we now cannot activate that if we take control. And there's also no Fenrir on the field. So banishing the Triple Tactics Talent here just to use up the once per turn. So what do we take instead? We are going to take control. We could just make a Zeus, yeah? Make Zeus. Swing in, get Zeus in. Shangri locking up another zone. Theosis being banished will be activated and add back the Rise Heart that's banished. Also, we're going to be big banging onto our Shangri. We have a Fenrir under there. We have a Unicorn. We're going to add back Unicorn, summon the Unicorn onto the field. As we then add back the Rise Heart, we have so much advantage here. What is going on? Attaching onto that Rise Heart. Ogre going to be looking at the top 5 cards of the deck, banishing a card among those 5, and then putting them back in the same order. So we know that they're going to be drawing Red Reboot. That will be dead. Shangri locking up even more zones here. What the heck? We have 5 zones locked up. Unicorn, banish the Zeus or the Arise Heart. Wait, there's no Zeus in the extra deck? Oh, no. Wait, we don't have Zeus? Did we already banish Zeus? How, oh, shoot. Zeus is already gone. What happened to Zeus? It just got banished. Okay. Shangri locking up another zone. In the TCG, they have more than one Zeus, so playing multiple Zeus was the way against Kashtira. And then we're just going to tribute for the Karyushin. Karyushin searching for Sea Stealth 2. Sea Stealth 2 can't reborn a monster from the graveyard. Oh, that turns on the floodgate effect of the Ocean Lord, forcing them to have just one non-water, which will be the Scareclaw Kashtira. A really good board wipe just happened there. We're also going to be banishing 3 cards of the Birth. We're going to be triggering the Ice Barrier, or I should say chaining it, to send a water to then add a water back, which could be... Ooh, what is that? That's going to be the Mega Fortress Whale, which allows us to attack directly if we want to. Adding the Ogre instead, setting the Red Reboot. So we could simply just attack over this, and there's nothing protecting it. Sea Stealth 2, reborning the Fortress Whale. Fortress Whale on summon will be destroying the Scareclaw Kashtira. There's 2 threats here, that's the problem. Ogre, look at the top 5 cards of the deck, knowing exactly what they'll be drawing next turn here. As we banish the Ice Barrier, taking out the field. The Sea Stealth 2 taking out the Fortress Whale at the end of the battle phase. As we now summon a Fenrir. Fenrir into the Unicorn. We still have our normal summon here. Normal summoning our Unicorn. Unicorn searching our deck for a birth that we did not need. Just thinning out the deck. Making a Shang-Ri. Now, if a card gets banished face down, which the Arise Heart will be triggering, we're going to be locking up more zones. Do we have another Arise Heart in the extra deck to summon? Yes, we do. Lock up the zone. Because we activated Shang-Ri, we now make a Rise Heart. Now, every card sent to the grave is banished. Birth is going to be reborning our Kash Scareclaw from the graveyard here. Now, we do have the Reasoning, which will summon despite our cards being banished. We're going to summon our Ogre first. We're not going to even activate the Reasoning. We're going to use the... Oh! Floodgate, mate. We had no way to stop this, right? That's going to be sending your cards to the graveyard until you have just one. Wow. Okay. The Arise Heart. That's great. Wow. Sea Stealth. Surprising Kashtira with the Karyushin Floodgate over and over, wiping out the entire fields. Birth is also being triggered off of the Sea Stealth 2. Arise Heart's not activatable to banish a card yet, but it will on the resolution of this attach. So we do have to be careful about that. Not that we could really do anything about it, though. Looking at the top 5 cards, putting them back in the same order after banishing the Pathfinder. Wait, you gave them Pot of P? Uh-oh. The Arise Heart, I guess, the Pathfinder would be searching for the field spell anyway. Now we're going to be activating Arise, detaching 3 to banish to also trigger the Big Bang. We left the Fenrir as a material to add back the Fenrir to then bang it onto the field, and Theosis will add a banished Kashtira back to the hand here. Very well done from both players. I'm very much enjoying this duel here. Any monster activation will be triggering the Fenrir, which, the Ogre is just big enough to swing over. Rise Heart, get attaching, and the Karyushin gets destroyed from the Sea Stealth 2. Attach again. We're already at 3 material again, but already activated the Banish effect this turn. We're going to follow up Reasoning. Declaring level 4, and Fenrir just got banished. Okay, that's it. Well, very well done from both players. Kashtira defeating Water. Let's go. Pot of E, random banish 6, get that draw 2, summon our Ecclesia, which will be negated by the Veiler as we attempt to search for a Dogmatica card. I don't think so. Now, what do we follow up here? We got Floodgates, Summon Limit, ain't no way. What is going on? I was playing against Summon Limit on the TCG Simulator playing Unchained, and I outed it right away. We're going to send Psyframe Driver from the deck to the graveyard to special summon our Meteor Dragon as we now flip up our Welcome Labrynth with the field spell, allowing us to destroy the monster on the summon of ours. Wiping it out. Activating Ariana to add from our deck to our hand a Labrynth card. We now got the Torby, which could discard the Jack back. Chaos Space, discard and Wyvern Burst to grab a Leveneer. Leveneer is going to be non-target destroy 2 cards in the field. Without targeting, wiping out the Ariana and the Summon Limit. No longer being limited, as we're going to be chaining Max C to the effects of the Chaos Space, as it could randomly draw into an Ash or a Called By, so it does make sense to do that. Ideally, we would have done it earlier, though. Quickly launching our Rocket Tracer onto the field as we now make Striker Dragon all under Max C. Are you okay? What's going on? You should chill. You're under Max C. Striker Dragon popping itself to add from the graveyard back to the hand our Rocket Tracer, which we could just normal summon or special summon with the Boot Sector launch. We are special summoning it, which we could have normal summoned. We're under Max C. Are you good? Pop the field spell, summon a Recharger, Shokan into Chaos Ruler. Leveneer cannot attack. Chaos Ruler, mill the top 5 cards of the deck, add a light or dark among those 5 cards. We have Gamma. We have Druid Swarm, okay. Druid Swarm to the hand as we now mill. Druid Swarm banishing the Ariana from the opponent's graveyard, still under the Max C. Banishing our dragon for a Darkness Metal to reborn our dragon from the graveyard. Into battle we go, 9,900 damage here. Now, do we have a clock? What's going on? We're setting up a Welcome Labrynth here, not discarding the Jack Black, which we need in the grave to activate. Okay. And then we're going to be discarding the Jack back right now. So what happens here is the back Jack will activate, looking at the top 3 cards of the deck. If we have a really good trap there, we're going to then banish the back Jack to set that trap, and it will be activatable. So it all comes down to, what is the trap going to be? We don't get to see until now. A Big Welcome. So we can activate Big Welcome, summoning the Lovely, returning back the Ecclesia, popping a card in the field, also blocking an attack with Lady. chaining Lady to the big welcome to set a new trap from the deck here, which we could summon a clock, add back the clock, discard the clock, activate Daruma, flip the whole field face down. Are we doing that? Maybe. Maybe. Or lovely. That's the clock. Add the clock, discard the clock, flip the whole field face down, trigger the Torby, summon onto the field, block another attack. Maxi challenge failed. Let's go to game 2. Discard Serenir to add our Wyver Burster, trigger Serenir to send from the deck to the graveyard our Abyssal Lubellion, setting up the regain, banishing a dark to then add that dark back to the deck to draw 1. Well, first we're going to be using the Chandelier, discarding the Eradicator, setting up a big welcome Labrynth, which we cannot disrupt. We could use the Hot Red Dragon Archfiend to negate the big welcome, though. We do have a monster negate, and we could spin a face-up card back to the hand. Those are our 3 cards that are public disruptions. We also have the Branded Beast and the Regained. On the summon of a monster, we'll summon a Bestial, then pop a card in the field with the Beast. And the Ash negating the big welcome is also going to be quite devastating for Labrynth. I don't see how they could win this. They're screwed. Summon Fenrir first, trigger Regain, summon from the graveyard. We could then beast a card on the field. Magna Hut activating. Ooh, okay. We maybe should have chained the beast to the Magna Hut. Otherwise, we're okay with using the Borland to negate the Fenrir. That's fine. Come forth from the graveyard. Our Recharger. You are permanently negated. Cannot do anything else. Normal summoning our Ariana, grabbing our Lady Labrynth. Lady Labrynth will be summoned here with the cope that we could... Whoa, we're actually making an Underworld Goddess. I was going to say Lady was trying to chain to the big welcome, but we know that's not going to happen. Now, the Goddess is activating to negate everything on the field, but the Hot Red Dragon Archfiend is going to target her to negate. She is affected by that negate, but we could dodge the negate by negating the whole field with the big welcome Labrynth, but the Ash Blossom is going to negate the big welcome, which is not going to now be dodging the negate of the Hot Red Dragon Archfiend. Holy moly, the Borland already activated. We still have 3,000 attack on the field. Now we do have the end phase search of the Magna Hut as we now set an Archfiend Ghastly Glitch. If you control a fiend, which Goddess is a fiend, we could send a card from the deck to the graveyard to pop a card in the field. But, I mean, what are we doing here? This is over, right? The Goddess is unaffected from the Levineer pop, though, by the way, unless we Hot Red Dragon Archfiend, negate it right now. Or we could use Hot Red Dragon Archfiend to negate the Ghastly Glitch instead. We could also use Borland to negate the Goddess before the resolution of the Levineer attempting to destroy it, which will be illegal. Okay, we're going to be resolving it, attempting to destroy her. As I said, she is unaffected, so we should have used the Borland to negate. We're going to be using the Striker Dragon to pop itself to add back the Recharger, then discard the Recharger, which is a great way to reborn your Borland if it gets outed. We're going to be summoning our triple burst onto the field here, Shoconning into Access Code Talker, which cannot destroy the Goddess by card effect. She's unaffected. So by battle we go, and we still have more than enough for lethal damage, taking this into a game 3. Oh boy. Yeah, Valor in Evil Twin is in Duel Links. That's amazing. And Evil Twin's actually really good in Duel Links. And believe it or not, Blackluster Soldier, a Yugi deck, is tier 1, the sole tier 1 of Duel Links. We're going to be maxing the Welcome Labrynth here, summoning that lady onto the field. Now you have to be careful. If they activate something like the Imperm or the Dogmatica Punishment, you want to chain your quick launch to the trap so that the lady does not get to chain directly to it, setting up a new trap from the deck, which we see with the clock would be activatable. Black Metal activating, Striker Dragon activating, grabbing from our deck our Boot Sector launch, and also grabbing another Red Eyes card, which will be the Red Eyes Black Meteor, which could send a Psyframe Driver from the hand or deck to the graveyard, summoning itself onto the field here, making our Romulus. Do we negate Romulus? Yes, we do. This is where you want to chain Quick Launch to the Imperm so that the lady cannot chain to the Imperm. And by not doing that, now they're going to be setting from the deck a card that they could activate right then and there. But are we really fearing a card? Dragon Link doesn't lose the Dimensional Barrier. I don't think we're really going to lose to the Eradicator. We could chain the quick launch to the Eradicator. We do lose the boot sector launch, but really not a big deal. Think about this. You negated me searching for a card that you were going to destroy with the Eradicator anyway. So was the Imperm really necessary? We're going to be chaining quick launch to the Eradicator, destroying the quick launch as we summon a rocket from the deck. And goodbye to the boot sector. We also get to look at the hand. Not that that's really going to be that beneficial here. Leveneer, non-target, destroy 2 cards in the field. Now, because Dogmatica is targeting the Leveneer, we're not going to be able to draw a card on this destruction here. We're going to be sending the Tri-Brigade Arms, which will now be activating to draw a card by sending Garura. Rocket Tracer, if it was activatable, could have chained to destroy the Leveneer, dodging the effect of the Dogmatica punishment, so they would not have been able to draw a card. Red Eyes Darkness Metal, reborning the Tracer. I mean, we should have game here. Come on. We're going to be making our Chaos Ruler, mill the top 5 cards of the deck. We are going to flame this on. Add to our hand. We have already used up our normal summon as we add the Lubellion. Serenir sent from the deck to the graveyard, Magna Hunt. We're going to be adding another Bestial from the deck to the graveyard, banishing a Light or Dark from either player's graveyard. And now we are sitting at 6,700 damage on the field, now 62. Send to the graveyard, make a triple burst dragon. We can reborn our Chaos Ruler after making the access code talker, which will give us over 8,000 damage. And just like that, Dragon Link going second is performing our lethal damage play. Finish him. Very well done, Dragon Link. Speaking of Dragon Link and Labrynth, there you go. And your question on Dragon Link. Very nice.